J and Simple E. Hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on Intellectual Radio.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best nights of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all, thank you so much for allowing me to join you on your ride home as you cook dinner, as you help the kids with their homework, as you kick the dog, walk the dog, work out, whatever you are doing at this time. I thank you for listening and tuning in to Little Old Me. I appreciate you guys. Guys, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. J is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Like and follow and subscribe to our channel there, guys. The J Spot Radio. We are on the hunt for our 1,000 subscribers. We are really, really pushing it, and we're really close. So come on. A lot of you all have not subscribed, so go right on ahead. I'll drop the link in the comments. Go subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Then go to TikTok, like and follow us there, the J Spot. Again, guys, J is Jaye. Turn on the notification bells for all. Guys, I hope that your week is off to an amazing, and I do mean an amazing start, because let me tell you all something here. This weather here, woo, child. Now listen, I don't play about this. When it gets cold here, listen, you all, I don't play. I'm ready to shut down everything until what, April or May of next year. I'm ready to shut down shop. When I tell you, I woke up the other day, it was so cold in my doggone room. I'm just like, wait a minute. I thought I went to sleep and it was the springtime. Baby, I woke up and I was just froze. I was stiff as a board. I was like, see, you know what? It's time for this heat to come on. I say, I don't care. Now, I didn't turn it on right at that point because, when you first turn your heat on, all that carbon monoxide and all that built up ish that sits in there, whatever happens over the summer when you haven't turned the heat on in months, and that smell, I can't deal with that smell. I need to be up and alert. So if I pass out, at least I'm woke. I won't go to the upper room in my sleep while I've turned this heat on. But you all, listen, keep me lifted. If I said I was coming and it started raining, I'm not, because this winter rain, it turns to sleet and snow, so I won't be there. So I'm just gonna let you know now, charge it to my head and not to my heart. But outside of that, you all, life is good. Listen, again, we have a great show lined up for you all tonight. Hope you all are doing well. Listen, the foolishness is real. You all, let me just tell you, we got to do better. We have to do better. So the first hot topic, you all, the popular dating show, and I'm not going to say the name, but you all know, with the red balloon. I'm just going to say that. So you have a young lady, because that's the show for the new people. So the 23-year-old, and they made sure that they pointed out her stats. 23-year-old single mother of two says that she can't date a truck driver because his job is boring and he's not a boss. You all heard me. She said that she cannot. She's 23 with two kids, and she says she cannot date a truck driver because his job is boring and he's not a boss. So when I read that, I said, well, what do you all listen? I was not shocked by the statement at all. I'm not sure about you all. But when I saw the age, I'm just like, listen, nothing surprises me, unfortunately, with these new people. Nothing surprises me whatsoever. What they say, what they do, where they go, nothing surprises me anymore. So the fact that at 23 with two kids and has never been married, and 9 times out of 10 I'm not sure what she does for a living at 23. What type of excitement does she get at 23? Is she a boss at 23? And for that statement to be made, for me, I'm just saying this: we got to do better. That means that there's no, I'm just wondering, like, what type of examples are there around her? And then when I say that and I think of that, I say, you know what? Listen, you know what? Let me retract that statement, because she could have some solid people around her, but the folks that they're looking up to, these housewives and the little rapper chicks and all this other stuff, all this negative crap that has these young people totally brainwashed. And I'm just like, man, I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, I feel sorry for these young ladies, because they like, y'all, like, they got it twisted, like they are way off in left field. And if we don't get control of the narrative that's being spewed, I'm just, I'm scared to see what is the Black family going to look like in the next 10 to 15 years. Will there be a such thing as a Black family? I'm not worried about nobody else's culture or what anybody else is doing right now. I'm just talking about Black people. What are we going to do? Because spewing that type of narrative, spewing that type of idiotic rhetoric is just, listen, okay, I'm tired. Like, at first, yeah, look at that. Now it's just, I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm over all of the negativity. I'm over all of the, the craziness. I'm just over it. We have to sit these young people down, and we have to start having some more meaningful conversations. And we got to let these people know, like, listen, because I'm almost feeling as though they really don't know, or they have forgotten that what you see on TV is supposed to be for entertainment purposes only. What you listen to is supposed to be for entertainment purposes only. But we've kind of lost that. Like, we've kind of lost that notion that this is just, I'm not supposed to, my life is not supposed to emulate these rap songs. My life is not supposed to emulate what the girl is doing in the video and what they're saying in the video. That's not what my life is supposed to emulate. So I almost feel like, we've forgotten that. We've gotten away from that. And if we don't do better in correcting this type of behavior now you may say, Jay, she's 23. She grown. Correct what? Her parents? No. Because just because you grown, that don't mean that her mama and them can't pull her to the side and say, listen here, baby girl, yeah, it don't even work like that. It don't even work like that. Especially you having two kids at 23 and you're not even a boss. You probably don't even have a job. So what are you talking about? At 23, you shouldn't even be worried about what somebody's job being boring or anything like that. You need to be leveling up for the young people, the kids that you've created. You need to be leveling up for them. You don't have time to be worried about what somebody else is doing. You don't have time to be on a dating show. Listen, you've already done enough, sweetheart. At 23, you've had enough going on. In 23 years, you need to put that monkey up, okay? You need to seal your closet door. You need to shut that jar for a bit. You need to shut that ish down, because let me tell you, you 23 with two kids, chill out, cool out. You need to sit back, and prioritize. You need to refocus and regroup. You got 2 kids. You don't have time. And that, because that's what I looked at. I'm like, oh, okay. So little mama got 2 kids, not bashing a single mother, not bashing her because she got kids out of wedlock. Baby girl, you 23 with 2 kids. You're too young. What are your goals and what are your aspirations? You worried about what he's doing? What are you doing? You got 2 whole little people that you are responsible for. That's where your focus needs to be. That's where your conversation needs to be. You don't got time to be worried about what this man got going on and what he's bringing in and what he's bringing out. Worry about what you're bringing in and what you're going to do and how you're going to secure your children's future, because your children are not this supposed to be boring truck driver's kids that, he's not a boss. Here's the thing, at least he has a steady stream of income, and you don't know if he's a boss or not because he could own his own truck. So I'm just saying, we have to change this narrative, because we all don't think like that. And all these new people, they all don't think like that. But right now, social media in the world is just having a field day at promoting this agenda. And so they will go to certain areas where they know that this mindset is prevalent, and then they will exploit those in a position that is looking for something, that crabs in a barrel mentality. We'll go there and then we'll ask these type of questions. So we already know that the opinion is going to be biased. We already know when we go and they ask these questions, you already know what the answer is going to be, because you specifically went to that area where you know that this is the type of stuff that's going on over there. You won't go to an area where you know that they're prone to give you a more educated answer. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to these certain impoverished areas, and then we're going to boom. Here's the narrative. And then, yeah, they all think like that. It's not, we got to do all this. Myron is saying it's not just the media. The responsibility still falls on the parents and the village to teach the children, to teach and nurture their children to have good relationships. Exactly, and that's exactly what I said, Myron. We have to do that. I mean, you got to sit down. Your parents, these aunties, they got to sit down and have a conversation with these new people. And again, we collectively have to come together to change that narrative, because if we don't, again, I don't even want to think of what the families are going to look like 10 years from now. We see where we are right now. We see where we are today. But my goodness, 10 years from now, where will we be? And these new people are thinking, she's 23 now. And if she continues to think like that, 33, what in the world? I mean, and 2 kids at 23, ain't no telling how many she'll have by 33. And if nobody talks to her and she doesn't level up on her own, then she's going to have more kids out here. And, you're going to pass this mindset down to them. And you still, in 10 years, you have not leveled up. You're still sitting around judging this dude on what he has or what he does not have. But in 10 years, you haven't done anything. So we have to make sure that we got to get in tune with these young people, you all. We have to make sure that we are talking to them and that we are showing them the right way. Because again, if old ducks, if they on this social media looking at these old ducks and these old birds jumping across tables, and I'm his wife and I'm a basketball wife, girl, you a basketball girlfriend or one of the basketball girlfriends. You not a wife. If we continue to allow that to be our story and continue to allow that to be our children's story and our children's stories, what are we going to do as a Black family? Cedric, you're saying, I'm a man and I didn't have my first kid until 23 myself. Glenn, hey, Glenn is saying live on the set. Hey, Glenn, this is Glenn O'Neill, formerly from Public Announcement. Definitely make sure you check out his new single. Glenn, drop your information in the chat for me. But yeah, definitely listen. I'm not coming down on her being 23 and had 2 kids. Okay, how old was I when I had my kid? I don't know. I was young. Baby, I was busting that thing wide open. I was just like, pop that, and then, here I am. But, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all who got me caught up, and this is how I promise y'all, no lie, how I got pregnant. I'm telling y'all, it was just, I was sleepwalking, and I fell right on that thing. I was like, oh, God, I'm pregnant. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. You feel me? That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I fell on that thing. And now, I got a kid. I was just like, wow, I didn't know what's going on. Not at all. But guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. Go ahead. Oh no. This ain't a regular love thing. It's that waking up to sleep and me massaging your feet. It's that anything I want, I'm only here to please and I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no language, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no language, babe. Lately we don't need no language to show that what we got is something special. Hey, pretty Tasha. Yes. Y'all know I be up in here just talking all kinds of good stuff. But like I said, we be busting that thing wide open. You be like, whoo, ow, 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 baby. Next thing you know, I was knocked up, baby. Knocked up. Cedric, you saying a hard head makes us soft? You are, listen. Trust me. I'm there. Some of us had this, stick our big toe up in there. You end up getting knocked up. But I blame it on R. Kelly, keep it on the down low. Keep it on the down low. I'm like, oh shoot, we can keep it on the down low. And nobody gotta know. Baby, they lied, he lied. And I know I love me some Kels, but he sure lied about that. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Like and subscribe our YouTube channel, you all, the J Spot Radio. And then go to TikTok, like and follow us there, the J Spot, Jaye. Turn on the notification bell on all platforms. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube, just bypass all others. Just go right to YouTube, like and subscribe us there. We are trying to get our 1,000 subscribers there, guys. We have content on YouTube that is only on YouTube. So, and we're not going to post it on the other social media sites because we want you to go to YouTube. Listen, you are going to see me in my natural element. And when I tell you, listen, the foolery be real on that YouTube. Y'all need to go on over there and check it out. If you have not checked out my dysfunctional foodie reviews, you can check them out because they are on YouTube. YouTube. And that's the J Spot Radio. Like and subscribe our channel and turn on the notification bells. Guys, listen, our next hot topic. Now, I don't know why people do things like this, but you got some that do. So a group of friends, they went out for one of the friends' birthday, and they went to have a birthday dinner. They went out for her birthday dinner. And so they recorded one of the girlfriends of the group. I guess this is the chick that whenever they go somewhere, this is the chick that they can't take out nowhere because they already know how she gonna act when the check comes. So they filming her as she walks away. When the check comes, she get up and walk away. So like the whole group, like they low key talking about the friend as she walked away. And so she comes back because they wait for her before they decide to pay for the bill. And so when she comes back to the table, they tell her, the bill is here, so we just gonna split the bill 5 ways. And so baby girl looked at them like, 5 ways? What we splitting 5 ways for? I didn't have nothing to eat. All I had was this cup of water and a piece of lettuce. So she was eating the lettuce. Somebody ordered an appetizer, maybe some cheese sticks or something. Somebody ordered some appetizer. And then you know how they have the decorative lettuce around the appetizer. She ate the decorative lettuce around the appetizer. So she did not order a meal. And basically, she was picking off of everybody's plate, but she did not order her own meal, and she didn't have anything to drink. So, again, she said that, you know what, I'm not splitting the bill 5 ways because I didn't eat anything. I didn't order anything. So, what do you all think about that? So, was she wrong for that? Was she wrong for getting up and refusing to pay? So not only did she refuse to pay, but listen, homegirl was like, listen, y'all don't even have to worry about taking me to my car. I can Uber back to my car. She was like, I don't have to deal with this. And they like, they calling her out. They like, you always do that every time we go out. So who's right and who's wrong? Is the friend that only had the lettuce, the decorative lettuce, and a glass of water? Is she wrong for not wanting to split the bill evenly 5 ways because she did not eat or she did not order anything? Or were the friends being petty and bogus and ganging up on her, especially if you know that she always does this? Why even make this an issue? Why even invite her? Hey, Sparkle Lee, why even invite her if you know that this is what she's going to do? She drinks just the water. Now, here's the deal. I can say, let me just be transparent. I can understand to a certain extent her position. If she didn't eat anything and if she didn't order, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, all she did is she put down $2 on the table, two little funky dollars. So my thing is this: if you did not eat and you didn't order anything, okay, yeah, I'm not about to split this bill 5 ways evenly as though I ate. But I will put something on because I'm out with the birthday person. I am going to contribute something. Because if we're out for my friend, this my friend, I'm going to put something on the bill. But I'm not splitting this bill 5 ways evenly. I'm not doing it. So I'm with old girl with that. I'm not splitting it 5 ways evenly. But also with the girl that knows that she has a problem with splitting bills and paying her tab, or if you just don't have it, you need to stay at home. You need to stay at home. Stop putting yourself in position like this. Now, I will say this. When I go out, a lot of times, I like to get a separate check. And I'm going to tell y'all why I like to get a separate check. I don't drink. You're not going to put my tab on the tab with all these liquor drinkers and then think I'm about to split the bill evenly, and y'all done drunk all that liquor, and here I am just with some tea, and baby, it's some and a cup of coffee, and it's the basic coffee. It ain't the coffee the way I like it. So y'all up here throwing them back, and I'm supposed to split the bill evenly with you? I think not. I think not. I will have, listen, I want a separate check, and I'm going to let these liquor drinkers do what they going to do, because y'all know that liquor be expensive, and now the bill is sky high, which thankfully I've never had this issue with liquor drinkers because, you know, everybody pays whatever. But again, don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. Cedric is saying, I wouldn't have paid anything either. I'm just saying. And then you said she left a tip. Cedric, she put down $2. And baby, listen, they was two little crumpled up dollars. Like, that seemed like that was her last $2. And she was trying to be somewhere where, you know what, baby girl, you probably should have just sat this one out. She probably should have just sat this particular birthday party. She should have just set this ish out so that she did not have to be in this situation. Because again, you had the option to stay at home, but you chose to come and do anything. My sister on here, Leanna, hey, Leanna, she's saying Jay ain't going to pay. At all. I'm like, listen, give me my own check and let me be responsible for mine own self. Because again, you know, sometimes these bills can get out of control. And I'm like, you know, like, oh girl, I'm like, well, listen. Well, the way my checking account is set up is that, you know, wait a minute now, listen, I ain't hooked, listen, I ain't got no sugar daddies flowing like that, you know, like back in the day, you know, ever since, you know, I have been redeemed. And when you living on a redeemed budget, you know, you have to be sensible, you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't got, you know, all of this coming in, you know, this one cash shopping you this and this one sending you this, you know, I'm living right now, you all. And I'm going to tell you, it's an adjustment. It really is an adjustment to live right. It really is. You know, you have to take into consideration a lot of things that you normally don't have to take into consideration when you living on somebody else's dime. But when you living right and, you know, you like, Lord, now, you know, I done been to church and I had a meeting with the pastor, okay? Because, you know, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm no stranger, and I've told y'all this before. I am no stranger to having my name called across the altar, and the pastor and the minister boards want to meet with me after service. Like, Sister Vance, Pastor one, I'm like, oh, God, come on now. It's like, how many times? Listen, the whole congregation know Sister Vance, the pastor won't see Sister Vance, pastor. I'm like, what did I do? Listen, y'all would have, listen, I'm telling you, you would think that I'm a celebrity, okay? As many times as my name get called across that altar, you would swear I got it going on somewhere. You would swear I got an NBA contract or something. You would swear I got a record label or something. Sister Vance, don't leave yet. The past one, I be like, I say, so you know what? I just start going to the bathroom before they do the benediction, and then I just slide on up out the door, because I'm like, who finna be dealing with this? Who about to be dealing with this? But that's all a part, you know, just trying to live right and do the right thing. Sparkle, you're saying I wouldn't invite her again, LOL. And then you said, had a meeting, LOL. Listen, Sparkle, I stay up in there. Listen, they always calling me, send me a thing. The pastor said, why you leave? Look, because I got places, you know, I got stuff to do. But, you know, it's only so many times you can slide on out before they corner you, and then you got to go. But listen, again, with these listen, split and talk about this stuff beforehand. Okay, like, and again, if you know that a person, because clearly they knew that this was the girlfriend that was not paying. So if y'all don't feel like dealing with all that, then don't invite her, because you already know what it is. And expect, now listen, and again, another way to look at this, because I looked at the little two crumbly little dollars that she, how my denim headed up in here, they go up in here and she pull it on up out of here and she, hold on. She pull it up out of here. She like, hold on, wait a minute. Baby, and our grandma Medina used to go in their little stash and they bring it out. That's where she brought the $2 from. She brought it from right on up out of there. She was just like, hold on. You said split something. I ain't splitting something, but I'm gonna leave a little something on the, hold on. It ain't what you're asking for, but I'm gonna leave a little something. She put them little $2, baby, on the table and she was up out of there, okay? So the friends, I was indifferent about it. I felt that the friends were some type of way because you knew your friend and y'all know her situation. 9 times out of 10, they knew her situation. Like I said, I'm just saying that based on the little two funky little crumbled up dollars that she brought and put on the table, that they knew her situation and they put her in a position to talk about her. So that's one thing. That's another way that I kind of looked at the video. But nevertheless, you know who your friends are. You know who your people are. You know what their pockets looking like. Stop putting people in position that, that they ain't got it. And listen, self-accountability and self-awareness. Listen, boo, if you ain't got it, ride it out. You're going to have to sit this one out. Stop trying to show up everywhere. If you can't afford it, stop trying to show up everywhere. Sit your end down until you can afford it. Stay home. Listen, understand this. You got to embrace the fact that, listen, being outside is expensive. It can be very expensive. And you know that if your checking and your savings doing like this, you ain't got it. Sit back. It's okay. I ain't going to be a girl. I ain't going to be able to go. I'm a little short right now. I done covered all my bills. And it's okay to tell people that. I've covered all my bills and I can't go. And I'm going to tell you, when I don't have no money, I'm not a friendly person. And I've tried and I say, Lord, I know you're going to have to help me with this. But it's like the devil being me because I don't want to be bothered. I just want to do what I got to do because I got to get my bag up. I got to get my weight up. And I'm thankful that I'm surrounded by people that will be like, listen, I got you. And I appreciate being had, but I don't know. Because I'm the type of person, I don't like asking for stuff. I don't like owing things. And I'm not saying that people do things and then I will have to owe you, but I just don't. I like to be the giver. Let me say that. I like to be the giver because I know that I'm totally not expecting nothing back in return from this particular person. I'm like, listen, I got too many blessings out here that I'm waiting to come trickling down my way. So if I do something nice for you, I put myself, just one step closer to the blessings that I'm trying to get, and it got nothing to do with you. So that's the type of person that I am as far as on the giving side. But on the receiving side, listen, it's gonna take some giving, it's gonna take some doing because I really don't like it. And I know everybody need help. Yes, we do. I'm no exception. But as far as accepting it, it's a little hard for me to do because, like I said, just with stuff like this, when you got friends like that, woo, and I'm not saying my friends are like that. I'm not saying my family is like that. I'm not saying that I've been through that. But just seeing that, it scars me and be like, see, yup, and it justifies my crazy for being over here like, see, girl, yup, that's why you don't be taking nothing from nobody because you don't want nobody to be acting like this. So, no, thank you, but no, thank you. So, if you don't got it, stay home. That's what your mama and them used to tell me. If you ain't got no money to get home, you better stay home. If you don't got no money to eat, stay home. And no doubt, that's probably why she thought that she would be fine, that, that she would show up. She didn't order anything. So, we don't know what she was thinking. But like I said, I think that, she has a group of mean girl friends. Like she got some bully friends and they some mean girls for doing that to her. And her, I will say this, her attitude would stink. So I probably would have put a camera on her too. I ain't gonna lie. I probably, because she made for good entertainment. I'm not gonna. That's why we're talking about it now, because she made for good entertainment. But looking at the whole scope of everything, I kind of felt like, her friends were a bunch of mean girls, because if this is somebody and you whispered on the camera, she always do this, and why she do this, and why she do that, why would you bring her? And then at the same time, like I said, young lady, baby girl, you knew that you didn't have it. Next time you need to start staying home. Listen to your first mind. Stay home. You could have stayed home and did you a Netflix and chilled and saved yourself all the headaches. So here's the thing, word to the wise. If you don't have it, then don't go. And you just got to stop showing up. And this was a case where clearly she should not showed up for the friend, because the friend did not appreciate the fact that she came up and showed up for her birthday party, because the friend the birthday girl was instigating. It's my birthday. You not even gonna help for my birthday? Oh, wait. See, girl, no. Like, why do I have to tell you that I don't have it? I'm acting accordingly. I'm participating and I'm here to support you, but I don't get it like that. And I don't get it like that, which is why I didn't order anything. And then for the people around, and the more I think about it, it's like, Dad, what type of friends are these? If you see that she didn't order anything, you saw all she had was water, did nobody at the table offer to get her, like, girl, you good? I got you. If you good, I got you. Nobody did that. All you thought to do was to record her and put her on the spot. So for me, I don't think that those are any type of friends, and I would definitely look and think twice about that relationship, because those smile in your face and got these ulterior motives. This is how people go on trips and then they get hurt, because you be the one friend that the whole group done turned against, and you seeing little signs that they done turned against you, but you still trying to act like you don't see it. These my girls. We just had a little spat, but sometimes you got to take a deeper look into how people are moving towards you, and then you have to proceed accordingly. Hey, Peterson, how you doing? You got to proceed accordingly, because again, we get caught up, and I myself have done this as well. We get caught up in thinking just because we know each other or we've known a person for a certain amount of time, they are friends. Everybody, I don't care if you know them for 20 years, 30 years, 35, 40, 50. A snake will sit there and hiss and wait for the right time to pounce. So it don't matter how long you've known a person, it doesn't necessarily make that person a friend just because you've known them for X amount of years. So definitely, I would say be mindful. Again, don't be afraid to turn people down. If you don't have it, don't feel like you owe anybody anything by going out and putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. That's one thing. And then I think the next thing is that if these were truly her friends, they would have never done her like this. They would have never done this to her if they were truly friends. Now, speaking of done her like this and truly friends, listen, this next hot topic, this brother said, why can't women pay for the first date? Y'all eat too. We ain't paying because you if you asked me, then you should be prepared to pay. If you asked me out, then I'm expecting you to take care of everything. If I asked you out on the first date, then I would be prepared to pay for everything. But if you asked me out, why am I expecting to pay? Why would a woman be expecting to pay on a first date if the man asks her out? So again, it goes back to, okay, so what are we doing? Are we saying, okay, that's you want to slap this? These modern women and these, listen, no, your pockets are modern. And again, I have to say, listen, first of all, stop going out. This sounds like some broke, I should be saving up and I got some other things to do type. This sounds like that type of post. If you don't have it, just like we just talked about with the young lady, stop inviting women. If you don't want to pay for a woman to eat on the first date, stop asking them out for dates. Case closed. Now you don't have to worry about paying for anything. Stop inviting women out. If you cannot pay for the first date, stop inviting women out. Now, how about that? Now, see how simple that was? If you want to know why they're not paying, because you invited her. You invited her for the first date. So if you have a problem with paying for a first date, my suggestion is always this. Here's the deal. If you are one of these dudes and you on the up and you coming up with the new dude thing and you on that new dude stuff, I understand. But communicate that. This is why we're having the problems that we're having in relationships and with dating, because nobody is communicating up front. No doubt this guy feels like this, which he's perfectly fine with feeling like that. But why not tell her that before she shows up for the date? So tell her that, you know what, listen, I believe that women should, listen, I invited you, but I think that you should pay for the first date. Set that. Say that on the phone. Say that in the text message. Say that somewhere outside of me putting on the good bra. Now I done put the good bra on. I done put the good drawers on. I done did all of this to come out here to this date. And now you're going to sit up here and say, you want me to pay for the first date. I don't have a problem with paying my own way. Let me say that. But if I pay my own way, listen, then I'm going to plan and do whatever it is that I want to do. And I don't have to do it with you. Listen, I could have had the comfortable panties on. I could have had the comfortable bra on. I could have been all comfortable, and I could have sat there in my chair and ate my food and had a good time, and I wouldn't have had to sit up there and look at you across the table and try to figure out what is that growing on the side of your head. I wouldn't have had to sit there through the whole date and try to figure out what is that on his knuckle? Like, what is it? Did he break his knuckles? I mean, like, I wouldn't have to sit through certain things like that. I would have got me a nice little corn of booze, and I would have ordered what I'm going to order. Again, if I decided that I want the bad boys, I didn't even want to have a bra on. I just want to just let them just drag all through the doggone restaurant, and all of the guests see all of the little sparks as my thighs just drag through the doggone restaurant. It's my prerogative. I can let them drag however they want to. But you know what? Thankfully, they don't drag like that. Ladies, if you do like this, do these. I forgot what are these called. These flies, I think they're called chest flies. That help to lift them up a little bit. But I do this just when I drink my coffee. So that's what keeps mine in order. When I drink my coffee, I do this. So like this is a form of See, that's a form of exercise right there. Keep them bad boys. You see that? See, just drink it, just lift it on up, just lift it on up. That's exercising. You do like this, now you're doing dumbbell curls. You just lifting a cup up. So if you do this, that's a form of exercise. So don't let nobody else tell you differently. For more fitness tips from Jay, follow us on YouTube at the J Spot Radio. Subscribe to our channel, and I have more fitness tips for you ladies. But again, I could have did that. So if you're going to be complaining about paying for the first date, please, sir, as Cedric just said, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, brother. Stay in your lane and stop trying to date. It's like, come on now. You don't want to pay for it. What do you want? You don't want to pay for a date, but then you want her to you want her to get all hot and bothered, so much hot and bothered that after the date that she done paid for, and then you want her to go home with you? For what? For what? I'm not saying that because you pay for her that she's gonna go home for you. But what I'm saying is you not even warming the oven up. You not warming the oven up whatsoever. You got her over there just as, listen, baby, dry as a cactus. We are over here in a boardroom meeting. We are not on a date. We are in a boardroom meeting. And listen, baby, I trust me, I know I done slept through many of them, okay? So them things can be super boring. And that's how that date is, and that's how she gonna feel when you talking about some, well, you gonna have to go ahead on and we split this and this and that. Say that ish up front. And like I said, when you listen, you ask me to pay for my date, I'm not gonna clown. Not gonna clown at all. Not gonna clown at all, baby. I'm gonna pay for what I ordered, and I'm gonna go home. My home. You go your home. So where you want to go? I don't know what you about to do, but I'm going home. Simply because you've spoiled my mood. And I'm no longer interested because now I'll put you in the oh, so you that dude category. And I will say this, thankfully, I have never had that issue. I've never had that issue as far as paying for, but I will say this. Let me tell y'all what happened to me. Now, I did talk to this brother that was cheap, okay? And I don't even want to say cheap, but and it wasn't just for me. I think this is just a life. This is the way he lived his life. And I'm not mad at him, but it wasn't for me. I can tell that that was not going to be a lifestyle for me. And here's the thing. I am not a materialistic person. But I like what I like and I want what I want. And I'm like, if I can buy it for myself, I'm not going to get with you. And then I'm not going to be able to buy what I like to buy already by myself. And I kind of saw like, okay, yeah, no, this brother live a different type of life. And he's trying to, see, he was in his representative phase. Like, so you trying to act like you keeping up. But, I saw, I would see him cringe a time or two when, the price of something to come up. But again, this is something you chose to do. I see him flinch like that a little. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now, see, this is this is too much. And again, I'm not the go to the restaurant and she gonna order everything and she gonna order all off the expensive, because first of all, again, I'm not like the biggest dinner type, entree type eating person. I'm not that person. I don't drink alcohol. Listen, the way I clown is naturally. There's no substance, there's no drugs, there's no nothing. This is just I get that from my daddy. My daddy's side of the family, I just get that from my daddy. So, with a whole tinge of my mama too, because I'm telling you, Sister Vance is out there too. So I get that from my parents. Ain't no alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. This is just my parents. But I like coffee. Wait, Sparkle, you're saying that big gulp is everything. Sparkle, this is a whole big gulp of coffee. I don't be playing no games. I need the whole shebang. But when you're talking about like going out, and it's like he was cheap. So it's like one day we went out, and so he was just like, we had came from seeing this play. And so we went out. And he was like, did you want to grab something to eat afterwards? So where we were at, we were by the shrimp house. And so they only take cash at the shrimp house. So I was just like, okay, well, we can just get some shrimp since, we over by the shrimp house or whatever. So he was like, well, how much does it cost? He was like, because he didn't have any cash. So he was going to go to the ATM. Now listen, I go to the shrimp house a lot. So I know what the menu is. So I was reciting the menu and telling him like what it was, whatever. So told him that, bam, get to the shrimp house. So I placed my order. So I'm like, he's like, go ahead and place your order, whatever. So I ordered, the jumbo shrimp, and just, I think a jumbo shrimp and some french fries. That was it. Now the pound, so y'all know that was like $20-some. So he get up there to pay for it and everything. And so I noticed that he didn't order. And so I'm wondering, why didn't he order? And so I look, and this man only got $20 out the ATM. So I done spent his whole little $20 just on the little shrimp and stuff that I have. Now you all, listen, what I'm about to tell y'all, please don't judge me, because y'all already know I am kind of petty. I am a bit petty or two, okay? I am a little petty. So I saw that he didn't order anything. So I'm saying to myself, I know good and doggone well he don't think that this pound of jumbo shrimp is going to be shared, because it's not. This is not enough to share. This is not a serving size for two. This is a single serving. So what I did, because I carry big purses, baby, and I sure did, I opened that purse up and I put that bag of shrimp down in my purse. I zipped my purse back up and I sat and I looked forward. And so he was like, so what you plan on doing now? I'm going home. I'm not sure what you plan on doing, but yeah, I'm going home. So he was like, yeah, can I no, you cannot. No, you cannot. No, we cannot. And no, we are not. So I got out. So we get to my house. And so he wanted to sit there and talk. Honey, I'm not trying to talk. I got this whole pound of shrimp in my purse. And I'm trying to get upstairs to max these bad boys before it get cold and chill out and have the rest of my night to myself. So yeah, no, I did not offer him any of the shrimp because first of all, I told you how much the stuff costs. Why would you only go and get $20? What was you supposed to do with that $20? What was he supposed to do? Some people may say, now, Jay, when you saw that he didn't order, you should have gave him something. No, I should not have. No, I shouldn't. You should have got enough money or don't take me there. Do not take, and I did not order anything that I would not typically order because when I go now, I'm going to be honest. I typically order like 2 pounds, sometimes 3 pounds because I share, or I save some for the next day because I'm like, okay, this is a far drive. I'm going to make this worth my while. But I didn't do that. So I only got 1 bag and I'm like, you should have got your own bag. This was not your first time that we've been out. And again, I don't feel like that was a lot and I don't feel like I was wrong. But after that, I'm just like, okay, you know what? This ain't really like, this ain't working for me. And that wasn't the only reason that it wasn't working for me, but that was just like a big sign, like, he was just frugal like that. But I mean, outside of that, though, he was, and I will be honest, he was definitely a good dude for somebody else, not the dude for me, but he was definitely a good dude. So it's just like, listen, if you want these women, fellas, we don't mind paying for our own food. We don't mind, but I'm not paying for no date. That's just me. A first date, I'm not paying for a first date. I'm just not. I am not. A first date, Sparkle is saying, treat her like a lady. Absolutely. And it's like, if you don't feel like you got a lady, you got to ask yourself, why are you talking to her? Why are you entertaining her? If you don't feel like she's somebody that that's worth you whining and dining and getting to know, why are you there with her? Why are you entertaining her? Why are you trying to talk to her? Why are you in her presence? Why is she in your presence? If you don't feel that she's worth a first date, a meal on the first date, you got to ask yourself that. So fellas, stop getting mad when you planning these dates and when you asking these women out. Oh, she won't old school values and stuff like this, but she new school and all this and that. Cedric is saying chivalry is non-existent to these young ninjas. Listen, and he's gonna say gotta be your daddy's side because your mama ain't planning. Listen, Cedric, you ain't never lied about that statement. But you're right. But these old dudes now, Cedric, I'm gonna tell you, it's not only the young dudes, these old dudes. These dudes that's been paying for dates and listen, y'all been paying for chicks to rub on it, dry hump you back in the 90s. Y'all been paying, listen. Y'all been out there buying them starter jackets and all this and that. She dry hunched on you. Y'all was juicing up in the basement for the red light and all that. You know that you've been paying for, listen, French fries with mild sauce and then she'll rub on you a little bit. Look, don't act like you ain't been paying for no affection since the 90s. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all just now starting to get a little courage to start speaking out and saying something because these young people, like Cedric just said, because they're saying something. Sir, you've been paying for hoochie since the 90s, so stop it. Stop it. Stop acting like you new to having to pay for a date. You know you're not. Stop acting brand new, okay? So we not going to do that. So if you want the woman to pay for the date, then again, in my opinion, just start expressing and communicating that ish beforehand. Now, speaking of communicating ish beforehand, now listen to this, you all. These stepfathers are getting fed up. Ladies, look. We touched upon this last week or a week before that, one of these, but we talked about it before. These your disrespectful kids and how they are going to cost you your marriage or your relationship. So now this hot topic goes, the lady said a few months ago before school started, her daughter told her husband, the daughter told the wife's husband, so the daughter told her mom's husband, the stepfather, that he was not her daddy. Which he said, you're right. He got his own daughters. And the daughters, they have a daughter. He has a daughter the same age as his stepdaughter. And she lives with him full time. And her daughter. So they each have teenage daughters. So ever since the daughter told the stepfather that he was not her father, the husband doesn't do anything for his stepdaughter like he used to. So he used to buy her clothes for school and shoes and things like that. And he used to take her to school. And now he refuses to do anything for her daughter, but he does everything still for his biological daughter and their biological kids together. But he does not do anything for the stepdaughter, which told him that she's not his father. So he was like, he walks past her like now they don't speak. This girl in the same house, she's not speaking to the stepfather or anything. So the stepdaughter apologized to the husband, but it wasn't a sincere apology. Y'all know how these young folks can get. I'm sorry. I apologize if I did something, something. But the husband felt like the apology was not sincere and he didn't accept it. And so now he's like, listen, I'm done with her. So now the mother is like, she is caught in between because she feels like the husband is going too far because now the husband won't even give the wife money to buy or do anything for her daughter, which again, she told this man that he was not her father. And so he has closed all channels of the fatherhood vault. He has closed that off. And now that's even starting to affect his biological daughter. So like now the biological daughter don't really even talk to the stepdaughter because of the father not talking to the stepdaughter and her standing in solidarity with her father. And now the mother, the wife is at her wit's end. She's like, wait a minute. She was like, okay, you taking this thing a little bit too far. What do you all think? Do you think that the stepfather is taking it too far because he has decided to take away all the things that he was doing for this young lady, all the fatherly duties? He snatched that up because she put her foot in her grown mouth and said, you ain't my daddy. And he was like, you know what? You're right. Now he's making her stand on that ish and he's making her eat that. Now Cedric is saying that ninja, the husband, is bogus. Why is he bogus, Cedric? So Cedric is saying that he's bogus. However, Sparkle is saying, I smell divorce. Why do you smell divorce? And why is he bogus? And why do you smell divorce? my thing is this. If you grown enough to step to this man and tell this man he ain't your father, I don't see nothing wrong with him giving out a little rough justice. I really don't. Because you gonna learn to respect me, first of all, not even as a father or stepfather, but as a man and as the man of this house, you're going to respect me. So if I'm not your daddy, listen, that's why I'm like, I always said to myself, I probably would not make a good stepmother. Back, let a little kid tell me, or Tina, you ain't my mama. You doggone right, I ain't your mama, because your mama trifling, your grandmama trifling, you gonna be trifling just like, and see, then my husband be sitting up here looking like, see, come on, babe, now look, you gonna have to draw. But I'm like, you know what, listen, these young people gotta understand, like they used to tell us back in the day, you better stay where? In a kid's place. These people today don't know where that is. And sometimes it take a little rough justice to redirect them back to that place. You got to know it's a time and a place for everything. Sparkler said it will seep into the mother and the father's marital relationship. That it definitely will. Sparkler is also saying maybe counseling may help also. That's definitely a good point. Definitely counseling. But also, you know what? The mother checking that type of behavior. Cedric is saying the moment he took those vows, that's the minute she became his daughter and not his stepdaughter. And I can agree with you there, Cedric. However, speaking from a disrespectful stepchild standpoint, listen, I was this smart mouth child. I don't recall ever telling my stepdad that he was not my father. But let me just say this. There was some interesting exchange of words and energy throughout that household at several points and at several times. So much so that, you know, some days we came home and we didn't have, he took the toilet out the bathroom, you know, and sat it in a tub for a couple of days. So we had to go next door to auntie, uncle house, use the bathroom. Petty. So he was, and so I understand the petty. We had our door taken off the room because he said, don't close the door. What we do, we close the door anyway. We come home from school, ain't no doors in the house. So I understand the standpoint of being that disrespectful child or being that disrespectful teenager and living with a man that is not biologically your father. And so I understand that and I get that. But I'm thankful that we got a chance to see his selfless act before he passed away. R.I.P. to him, you know. But we got to really appreciate what it is that he did for us because he did not have to do it. And when I tell you this man was the king of petty, he was the king of petty. So I feel like this man, this father in this story, he's also being petty because you know why? If you can disrespect me that much, then why do, by me not being your father, as you said out of your teenage mouth, because I'm sure she said it with her chest, then why should this man buy you things? Why should he make things easy for you? Because you just had the nerve to disrespect him like that. Now, I will say this. My sister Leanna is saying maybe some respect would help. Absolutely. And I definitely think this. Cedric saying that's a two-way street, though. I totally agree with it being a two-way street. And I totally agree that it will seep into the marriage. And I think that it will definitely do that. And I like what Sparkle said. Maybe counseling would be a great place to start because there's clearly a disconnect there. There's clearly a disconnect. And I will be the first to say that being in a blended household is not an easy thing for anybody, for the kids, for the parents. So I think that everybody, like, Sometimes we think that we can just go, the adults, or we loving on each other, so we gonna come in and then everybody is just gonna fall into place. And ideally we would like for that to be the case, but that's not always the case. We do have some situations where, listen, it's a little friction. Like, yeah, that transition between, you know, us being one happy family, we gonna have to take some bumps and some bruises. And listen, it's gonna be some ish that, we gonna have to go through before we get to that happily ever after, if we ever get to that happily ever after. But do I think, I mean, it's extreme, but I'm like, am I going to say that like I'm 1,000% mad at him for feeling like that? No, I'm not. I'm like, I feel like that's some hurtful stuff. He has a right to be hurtful. He has a right to be hurt. He has a right to be upset. He has a right to be disappointed. Now, what I think outside of the counseling, what I think that could kind of, calm this down, and what I think that can kind of, change the trajectory of that stepfather's relationship with that young lady. And this is not an easy listen. The young lady is going to have to drink a tall cup, and I do mean a tall cup, have a tall serving of humble pie. She's going to have to humble herself and go to this man and apologize to this man. Sincerely apologize to him. Not give him no half, no cheesy apology. She's going to have to really apologize. Not the apology coming from her mama. If she want to get back in this man's good graces, then she's going to have to do the legwork, just like you said it with your chest, to get out your body and disrespect this man. You're going to have to come back and you're going to have to humble yourself, and you're going to have to apologize to him. You're going to have to do what you have to do to get back in his good graces. It may be something like, man, cooking him breakfast, doing something to try to bond with him to regain his respect, because you said that to him. He's lost respect for you. He's lost, like, now to him, you're you're a stranger on the street to him at this point, because you just told him what you're not. He's not your dad. And a lot of people, a lot of kids know that is the dagger to a person's heart. Not that he may not necessarily have been trying to be your father, but listen, trust me, when you are an unfamiliar spirit, we know how to say things to get a rise out of people. We know how to cut the jugular. Nobody had to show her how to cut it. We know where it is. When you're not right, and when you're one of them special children that got, listen, when you got Charles Lee Ray spirit in you, when you're a walking Chucky doll, or a walking Jason or Michael Myers spirit, it's already in you. So don't nobody got to tell you or teach you nothing. You know how to shut this man down. So you shut him down and you put him in that mode. Now you have to go and that's me. Y'all may be saying, Jay, no, Jay, that's too much. No, he's grown. He's supposed to do, he's the parent, he's the adult. He got to suck that up, and he's supposed to just let her say what she want to say, and then he just got to keep on taking care of her. It won't be me. I'm just going to tell you. Cedric is saying, did he throw that ish in her face? If he didn't, his biological daughter definitely did. And even if that was so, if the biological daughter did, or if he did throw that in her face, then definitely, I can see where that will come up at. But Cedric, sometimes look, these people are born with a 666 on the back of their head, so ain't nobody got to have done nothing to her. These new people, they just come that way. They just brought into this world, and they feel like if I think it, I can say it. There's no filter for a lot of these people, new people. Not only is there no filter, but there's a lack of respect. A lot of disrespectful things are said, and then everybody don't have to accept that. Your bad mouth and your bad disrespectful disposition, everybody don't have to accept that, and everybody is not going to accept that. So the mother could be coddling it up, could be, she's just going through a lot, and that may be very well be the case. But what you're going through does not justify your bad behavior. It does not justify your being disrespectful. So we got to kind of, again, tighten that up. But again, I think that introducing and having a solid boundary and having that game plan, like blended families, I think for me, right off the top, we should already be talking counseling and therapy. We should already be having that a part of our program, because it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey when you are mixing, because you're mixing all these different personalities, especially when you got these teenagers. Baby, these people are something else. These people are something entirely else. And then if you're dealing with a dude that is entirely something else. So there's so many different dynamics to consider in situations like this, and in step-parent situations like this. So it's always helpful, in my opinion, to definitely have an outside biased person, but already had that therapy, had somebody on speed dial. And especially, I will say this, if there has been some trauma in previous relationships on either side, you should already be in counseling already. There should already be some type of therapy, in the works already, because not only, listen, are you bringing your baggage, like what all your experiences, but then if you mount those traumatic experiences, and both people are coming from trauma, and then we marry that trauma, woo, that's a lot. My trauma and his trauma, and then the kids' trauma, like that's a lot going on in one space. And God forbid if there's no communication, nobody knows how to communicate, because communicating is hard. We all want to get our point across. We all want to be heard, but we don't want to hear. I'm going to say that we all want to be heard, but we don't want to hear. We all got to just blurt out what we feel. We got to blurt it out and get our point across, but we don't want to listen to anybody else. Pretty Tasha is saying, exactly, sis. We got to have that on speed dial. And a lot of times we like to think that, we're okay. We done been through all these traumatic experiences, and so now we're okay. No, you just swept your issues under the rug, or you tucked them away in the closet. But when you get with somebody and you get serious, and that close encounter, now the stuff that's in the closet is gonna be too much to stay in there. And guess what? It's just gonna start seeping through the door, and eventually it's gonna push that whole door from that closet down, and then all of that ish is just gonna rush out, and you're gonna be like, whoa. That's because it was never addressed. So I would say, like, let's just start trying to address these things. Even if you're not in a relationship, even if you're not married, start working on yourself and preparing yourself, because that could be a reason why you're not meeting anybody, because of all of the vibes and the energy that you don't know what type of energy you're putting off. So, I mean, I think that, it's okay to talk to somebody. Now, will it always work? No, because you know what? A lot of us not going to be honest, because we don't feel like nobody needs to know our business anyway. And we don't feel like, I'm not going to tell them this ain't going to work no way. So we go up in there already with our defenses up. And yeah, we just not trying to do the work. Cedric is saying, I've lived that situation firsthand. Sorry, but a divorce is on the wall. So what was the situation? Was the kids being disrespectful, Cedric? And again, like it's for me, I don't take stepfathers or step parenting for that matter. I don't take it lightly at all because it's a selfless, often under rewarded act to be able to take on somebody else's child and love them. But not only love them, but love them as your own. That's some second to none ish. But I've seen it done. I've seen it done. I see so many examples of it in my family. I've seen so many examples of it from friends and people that I know. Like, so I know that there are people out here selflessly loving kids that are not biologically theirs, and they don't slap a step title on it. They call them they kids. So it's just like, it all boils down to the individual adult, and then the individual kids. But if you're bringing kids into a marriage or into a situation, parents, talk to your kids. Like, talk to your kids and kind of like prep them up, because a lot of times we get in, just because we love them don't mean your kids gonna love them. They may not even like them. So it's like, and then you forcing these people down your kids' throats without even having some type of conversation. So I'm just like, man, I think that will be a great step also to like, let's talk to them. But like I say, a lot of times when you dealing with that teenage stage, whoo, that's a whole different exorcism right there. So you got the teenage phase, and then you got them being the stepfather. Listen, that's some ish to be reckoned with. Sparkle was saying she might just be projecting, especially if her real father hasn't been there for her. That's definitely a good point. But like you said, counseling may definitely be helpful. But again, you mothers, you cannot enable your kids to be disrespectful. And if vice versa, if it's the father, then the step parent, you cannot enable this bad behavior. But then I will also take it a step further and say, and I've said this before, if you know that you are not a person that can love somebody else's child, don't get in that relationship. Like, I'm so serious. Don't go forward in those type of relationships, because now here's where I'm going to snatch back all of what I said and how I defended, and I was on the side of the father. Because if your real daughter said something slick to you, would you react the same way that you've reacted with your stepdaughter? Would you react the same way? So my thing would be, treat your stepdaughter, or bonus, whatever you choose to call her, but treat her like you would treat your biological child. Now, if you would give your biological child the business like you gave this young lady, then I don't have no problem with what you're doing. But if you're going to separate the type of treatment because she's your stepdaughter versus your biological daughter, then, I would question, how deep are you and how serious were you about playing that father role in this young lady's life? And then I would also take it a step further. If the mother is hindering you from being a father to her daughter, you're limited in how you can discipline, you're limited in certain things, then I would definitely say that's a reason to fall back, because I'm not about to wrestle with you on being a parent and then go toe to toe and head to head with your child. There's somebody that I'm spending all my hard-earned money on, and they're being disrespectful. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So we're gonna have to come to some common ground. But I think the common ground in this situation, and again, they may not like it, but it got to start with that child humbling themselves. You got to humble yourself. This is this man's house. This your mama house. This is an adult. You cannot talk to an adult any old type of way, whether you like it or not, whether you like them or not. As long as they are not physically hurting you, mentally hurting you, or emotionally hurting you, or doing something to you, you not liking them is not a requirement, and it's not grounds for you to say whatever you want to say just because you don't like them. If they're not hurting you, neglecting you, abusing you in any type of way, you don't have a right to speak to an adult like that. I'm not sorry, but you don't. You have to stay in a child's place. And what you could do is pray that you hurry up and get 18, or hurry up and do real good in high school so that you can make a double and get out of high school real quick so you can go to college and get out of that man's house. But as long as you are in that man's house, you owe that man and your mother some respect. Now, I can't listen. You talking to somebody that created a little house of horrors situation growing up. So I'm talking from the standpoint and the shoes somewhat of the 15-year-old disrespectful daughter. Listen, I created a little house of horror. So I was the ringleader. Okay? So I know what I'm talking about on both sides of the spectrum. So again, you can't just sit up in these folks' house like this and think you're going to talk out the side of your neck and think that there are not going to be any consequences, because guess what? In the real world, when you're talking outside of your neck, you're going to get put on your neck. There are some consequences for your mouth, so you need to control it now. Cedric says, exactly. My father tried to put his second mother off on his after my mama passed. Long story short, she talked ish about my mom and came sideways at me. I put that chick in her place, West Side style, not physically, but definitely verbally. And I get that. And like I said, with and that being an exception, like the adult introduced the disrespect. So it's like, of course, you're going to defend. Who would not defend their mother's honor? But if you're a kid in a situation and you just talking crazy just because you don't like this person and they're not doing anything to you, again, to harm you physically, mentally, emotionally, verbally, any of that, you just don't like them because they with your mama. You just don't like them because they with your daddy. Whoever, whatever the case is, you cannot be talking sideways to these people and then think that you still gonna get treated and be able to eat their food and drink their stuff and all of this other ish. Now listen, speaking of other ish, listen, y'all, the church has spoke out, okay? Gospel singer Kierra Sheard, yes. The church is jumping on her because she said she does not allow her friends to stay at her house with her husband. So the church, they upset y'all. They upset y'all, upset the mother's board, because Kierra Sheard, that's Karen Clark Sheard's daughter, said that she does not allow her friends to stay at her house with her husband. Amen. So I don't understand though. Y'all got to help me understand, why are they mad at her? Because I don't see anything that she said or did that was wrong. Who won't listen? I love you, but you're not staying around my man. You go get you your own. You are not about to cousin Ebony me. Okay, you are not about to cousin Ebony me from Off Players Club. You're not about to cousin Faith me from Off Soul Food. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go look those movies up. But you are not about to cousin Ebony or cousin Faith me with my man. So no, you not staying with me. And listen, you all, I am generous about, finding somebody somewhere to stay and all this other good ish. That's because I got my own space and my own domain. But once there is another pair of shoes, no ma'am, no ham. How can we help you? You need a room? You need an Airbnb? What do we need to do to get you straight? But you won't be getting straight over here around my schlong dong, you will not be getting straight over here. And that's just how it's gonna be. Why? And my thing is this: why would you want to go and stay with her husband over? Listen, and I don't know if Kiara was off on tour somewhere and a friend came and she wasn't there. I'm not going to your house if you're not there. I'm not coming to visit if you ain't there. I will wait in the car or I will go find me some coffee to drink and you let me know when you get home so I can meet you there. And my thing is this: I'm so funny with it that I'm gonna make sure you at home first. I'm never gonna arrive to your house first and you're not there. For me, it's all about respect. So I don't see anything wrong with why, with her saying that. So church, we got to ease up off of Kiara Sheard on this one, because listen, this is how the deacon, and this is how the deacon got caught up with the sister from the Sunday school teacher, because you left the Sunday school teacher in your house with the deacon and you wasn't at home. It's okay for you to say, no, she cannot come up in here. I love you, but girl, don't go in my house. I don't play that. I don't play that. We can laugh and snick and sniggle and giggle all up in here, but don't go in my house. See, that's why the deacon got a side baby by the choir director, because y'all letting everybody in your house. Good for you, Kiara. Keep them hussies out of your house. Keep them trifling chicks out of your house. And plus, guess what? She know her friends. She know her friends have not been delivered from the spirit of whoredom. She know her friends still got the spirit of whoredom going on through them. You ain't got to be ashamed to say nothing. You know your friends got the spirit of whoredom. So you did right for not letting them hussies up in your house. And I don't care which mother from the mother. Listen, let her, make she adjust her wig. And she gonna have to be okay. Because you know what? In the back of her mind, she gonna be saying, you know what though? She right though. Because if I hadn't let Sister Irene in there, little Delaware wouldn't be, my stepdaughter that don't nobody know about. So listen, Kiara, stand to your ground, because you done seen plenty of affairs. Listen, she done seen plenty of marriages being tore up by the choir director and the Sunday school teachers and all that. So do not let your man be around. I like it, Cedric. These Jezebels, these trifling Jezebels. He said it, Jazz, and that's what we said. We're not going to call them Jezebel. We're going to call them Jezebels. Like Cedric said, you're not going to have these trifling Jezebels around my schlong dong in that order. We're not going to do it. Cedric, he's also said they from Detroit, so you already know she was hip to the game. Absolutely. Stay out these folks' house. If I'm not there, you not there. And that's just how it's going to be. It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust your whorish ways. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're getting into our hot topic tonight, guys. Friends with benefits. Is it really beneficial? You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, she know that her friends got that
Remember that horse way?
Yeah, they trifling that Jezebel. You loose streetwalkers. She know her friends is some. Listen, these listen, you got your street walking ways. We not gonna listen. We not judging you, but we don't trust you either, sugar. No, we don't. Not over here, we don't. See, I already got a call myself. So it's like you go. Oh shit.
I did it. It was me.
Listen, y'all, Lady Lois came up in here and monked some Smith up.
You break your back, girl.
But yeah, you got that. Oh, hold on, let me do this one. Got these Jezebel ways, Got your friends. Hold on, I hope I got it right. Sorry, y'all. Got my peppers. Okay, let me see. Come on. Now, snap, crackle, pop. I think, okay, that's it. I don't know. Let me see if I can take it up a little notch. Take it up a notch. Hold on. Sorry. Take it back a little bit. Yeah, we got it. Let me see. Hope we got it right there. Okay. Hope I got it right. I don't know. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Let me see. Make sure we in there. All right. Oh no, that's not a good because this is all up in here. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, YouTube. Trying to get the good view. Oh, and then I'm gonna mess up his stuff. Jeez Louise. Oh, maybe I put it right there. Sorry. I think I got it, but dang it, Piggity dog. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Hey, y'all. Fixing it over here. You know, I'm fixing it. I got it. Work it on out. Oh, did I work it out? Did I work it on out?
I don't know why I'm going to do it.
Gotta work it on out. Hopefully I worked it on out. Did I do it? I worked it on out. But,
Five,
okay.
4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled J-A-Y-E. For all three. Listen now, while you're at it, just go right on around the corner. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe our channel there. That's the J Spot Radio. And then go to TikTok and like and follow us there, the J Spot, J-A-Y-E. But guys, listen, I want to definitely stress you all going to our YouTube channel. We are striving to get our 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead, help us run those numbers up. Listen, it's more than enough for y'all to go on over there. Before we get off, it's enough for y'all to run it up so we can go ahead on and get our 1,000 subscribers. Because again, you go there, you're going to see that there's certain stuff there that I have not posted and will not post to Facebook. So I want y'all to go to YouTube, like and subscribe our channel there. Guys, listen, it's just me. But sitting next to me, we have esthetician Chandler, mother of a group of cool dudes,
Hey, y'all.
and a little lady.
You see, woo-woo.
How you doing, Lady Lotus?
I'm trying to get my voice back.
What happened to your voice?
Don't ask me. I
Mm.
need some sleep or something. But that joker been all week like, shut up, be quiet.
Oh, I hope that don't happen
Don't
to me.
say
'Cause,
nothing.
you know, ooh, child, because I
It's
be
fine.
needing it.
And I don't know how to shut up. So y'all got to deal with the real raspy.
You know what? Listen, there's nothing wrong with, sounding like Barry White. It's
Why you
listen.
couldn't say like Lauryn Hill or somebody? Why you had to say Barry White?
Lauryn Hill?
She has a very raspy voice. She's the reason why I fell in love with my voice.
Well, I think that I sound like Barry White or Freddie Jackson. I be liking, I like more like a Freddie Jackson sound to me. That's what I kind of like to mimic, or sometimes Al Green. But
That's
every
not
now
wrong.
and then I get Barry White, and I be like, oh yeah.
No. That's the early morning voice. That's when we first wake up in the morning and we have Barry White on.
But see, I like that. That's I want to sound just like he sound on Secret Garden, or James Ingram. See, that's how I want to see. That's how I imagine I sound. When I'm sounding on
I
the.
just want to be sultry.
Yeah, I want that Barry, or the guy off of that they trying to erase from our memory from Boys to Men. The member of Boys to Men, the bass that don't nobody want to talk
I
about.
can't even think of his name.
I think Mike. Yeah. Ooh, like yes. Oh, listen, somebody play that injection, fellas.
Your little friend loved it.
See, you know what?
That. Your little friend is a 90s baby.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why we got pregnant. It ain't listen, I'm telling y'all something. It ain't no excuse for these girls today, these young girls to be getting pregnant today, because ain't no music out here.
Well, it is because the music is telling them to get it and
But
leave.
how you want to give it? I don't even
No,
want to.
they just getting it. It's nasty. It's
But that don't
nasty.
even make you hot, baby. You go listen to, or Jodeci Stay inject.
Good love by the rock and
You know what I'm saying? You like, wait, hello? Hello?
Love it
So how y'all got all these 90s babies? Because all these 90s people, and now they out here.
See, the subliminal message in our music was to make babies. The subliminal messages in their music is
It's
just to
teaching them how to be a
destroy
friend
each
with
other.
benefit. Hey, I said, and he said, it's okay, sweetie. I love T-Bob's voice growing up.
Thank you.
But that was way deeper than T-Bob's. Okay, sorry.
You riding on me like
No,
that?
I'm just.
I got my candy voice on there. How about that, Mike? Do I got my candy voice on?
You got it. Sparkle is saying, are we talking about single women? I wouldn't want married or single either. Listen, Kate, none of them come to my house. Sparkle, none of them can't come to my house. And then she said, adult slumber party girls, LOL. Listen, I'm there for it. Now, she also said, listen, Michael is, that's the missing person that they done tried to make us forget that he was a part of the group Boys to Men. That's who they tried to, X on out, but that's another story. But, his voice was very,
baritone.
Yeah, and that's, I aspire to sound like him as well. But listen, speaking of aspirations, is friends with benefits, is it worth it? We are living in a day and time where, you know what? Listen, nothing matters. Nothing matters. Like having a committed relationship, being just with one person, monogamy, just having somebody love on you and you love on them. It's seeming like that is gone right out the window. It's gone out the window, just like unpadded bras and good panties. Those things are just gone. Listen, I'm telling the truth. It's hard to find a good bra that ain't got all the pads in it, that don't have all those wires in it. And if y'all can find, listen, and I'm not talking about the ones that make you look like you got the Elvira with that thigh sticking, or the ones that look like a corset.
I going back to them old school grandma bras.
I just want just a nice one that's gonna keep everything in place, and I ain't got to worry about but you have
the Madonna point,
right? Unless I'm going for that look. So we're gonna take it back to those days. So that's where I'm coming from tonight. But that's that's all going out the door, just like the monogamy portion of relationships for a lot of people. So with that being said, listen, we signing up. People sign up just for anything. Like you just falling for anything, and it's okay. And I'm not saying, listen, some of these back in the day, they were the biggest cheaters ever. Biggest cheaters ever. But they were smooth with it.
Smooth and
with
dumb.
It. And you know what? Back then, there were some benefits. Me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going. He was taking care of Mrs. Jones over there.
And he still took her home.
Still took her home. Miss Jones wasn't trying to come on over here and be over Mr. Willie's wife. She wasn't trying to do that. Because she had two of Mr. Willie kids over there, but Mr. Willie was taking care of Miss Jones and them kids.
That answers a long lasting question of why do marriages don't last. Because back then, grandmas didn't care as long as you got that check home.
And grandma knew.
Today, I don't care about your check. You're not going to do this. We're not going to be together. And you can't see your kids no more. But see, grandma now say do what you want to do. Long as you don't let her come over here. As long as that check keep coming up in here. And you respect me and mine.
Amen.
You can do what you want to do. Because grandma told me, long as that man bringing that check home, baby, you let him do what he gonna do out in them streets. I said, yes, ma'am. And then I turned into a 90s baby and I said, no, ma'am.
And this is true. So I'm like, listen, you have to choose, sir, which side of the fence that you're gonna be on. But I brought that up to say that this friends with benefits, it was always in existence. We just have these different titles. They went from being mistresses to side chicks to now you're friends with benefit. It's all you, the other woman, the other man, it's all the same. You somebody's little secret.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. You are somebody else's. You something extra. You know that there's a relationship already intact over here, but you're agreeing to be the something else on the side that they are doing. But with that, in today's society, I think yesterday they were fine with being playing their part.
They still fine with it today.
You know, I used to think that, but it's too many. I'm trying to blow up the spot. But let me just let everybody know if we don't know what a friend with benefit is. According to an online source, a friend with benefits is a person that you have a sexual, because I want to get cut out, relationship without being emotionally involved. A casual, no strings attached relationship. Just the horizontal mumbo. No emotional commitment. Get in, get off, get out. Out, 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 out. Before she even get her baby out, you gone. You know what I'm saying? So you done stroked and, don't care about what she got going on. But you get in, get out.
I'll be stroking.
And my thing is this. If that's okay, and we're saying we're making this agreement, that's what we are. That's what we are to each other, and that's what we're doing. But how do we remain there? How do we ensure that what we're starting off at, because see, it all sounds good in the beginning. It all sounds good. You're going to be my little thing over here to do. And sometimes now, even in today's society, one may not even be in a relationship to now become, these newer people. They don't even have to be in other relationships to consider you a friend with benefits.
No, I don't think you have to be in a relationship to be a friend.
These newer people. So see, now there's another extension. There's another branch off to that, to that term now, because again, it's evolved. Because at first it was just the person that if they were in a relationship.
I don't think friends with benefits has anything to do with I was in a relationship, because that's a side piece. That's the cheating. A friend with a benefit to me is I'm not looking to be in a relationship right now. I'm not looking for something serious, but I need somebody to scratch that itch. This is temporary. This is not permanent. Don't kiss me on my mouth. Don't come over here before 7 o'clock. You come after dinner. We meet up after dinner. This may not necessarily be we going to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, but we only see each other between sundown and before sun up.
Yeah.
You know your role and your purpose. And this is temporary. This ain't permanent. I could be using this friend with benefit to get the soul tie off of the previous relationship. I could just feel like I don't want to be in a relationship. So I got a couple of friends with benefits. This friend with benefit take me out to really nice restaurants and feed me. This one come pick me up from work and drop me off, and he stay, but he gotta be gone. That's what I look at friends with benefits. I don't look at it like I'm in a relationship with somebody else. That's just cheating.
And see, Cedric is saying no labels or titles. And here's the thing, that's all fine and dandy. Why you doing a horizontal mumbo and everything? It's all fine and dandy. But here's the deal. What happens when somebody mess around and forgot their role? See, now you done forgot your role. Now they're popping up at your job. They constantly calling your phone, but you said Thursday through Sunday. That's your day.
That's when you can't be.
But they don't forget.
You can't be there no more. Now you can't be the friend with benefit.
You find them
fired.
camped out in the attic of your house, and you wonder what's going on up there. So all it is, but is the friend with benefit? Is it worth it at that point? They start destroying your property. They're not ready for the friend with benefits situation to end, because now they want more. Because again, somebody done messed around and forgot. Somebody done messed around and caught feelings. Somebody done messed around and forgot their role. Now they in too deep. Is the friend with benefits, is it worth all of that? Because let's be honest. In an ideal world, this friend with benefit will work out perfectly. In an ideal world, if everybody just stayed with the program, we have talked about this, we have defined what your roles is. But we all know that the moment you put that good schlong dong down, some of you all just knock the understanding out of these chicks, and it be y'all fault.
It ain't even them, because some of us can just put that good, the poo nanny on them, and now he acting like he crazy.
And then listen, some of these women, they gonna suck your understanding out of you. And so now here you are. So now, is the friend with benefits really worth it? We need to really talk about, y'all talking about the rules. Don't get involved. Listen,
because I got some stories.
Wait, so we talking. Here's a few rules that y'all like to say, but I'm gonna tell you where that's gonna go wrong at. They like to say, don't go on dates with your friend with benefit. Okay, got that. No. Don't get too clingy for their attention. Got that. Don't get jealous. This means you cannot get mad when you see them with somebody else. You got that. Don't stay in touch too often. Got that. Don't expect it to turn into a relationship. Don't fall in love. That's that. We got that. Okay? But see, they didn't add what not to do to make these people go there. See, you cannot, like that lady said, you cannot knock it from the bottom and then think she gonna still be your friend with benefits.
You cannot stand on your tippy toes and put that arch in your. You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's for your wife. You can't hit. What was it? You can't hit him with the. You can't make him do that. That's husband stuff.
You cannot make his toes curl. You cannot be sucking his children out.
You even make them want a cigarette. It shouldn't even be, I need to smoke a cigarette right now. It shouldn't be a blunt. This should be a get in, jump out, jump side to side, jump on, jump in, jump out.
Pretty Tasha said, I'm not into the friends with benefits, but to each his own. I'm telling you, stay out of it, Pretty Tasha. Cedric has said the bilingual tongue. I'm not.
No writing your name on it.
Jantel, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't think women do well with friends with benefits because we as women connect the horizontal mambo with love. I totally agree with you.
I'm just gonna say it's certain periods and times in our lives as a woman when we can, but it's temporary. It is not permanent. Because it's rules to friends with benefits.
Now, and we just discussed them.
It's rules to how you go get you one. You got to understand what your level of what your husband material is. So what's not your husband material. I'm gonna put y'all in my business. I messed with guys that were way younger than me because I knew I wasn't gonna fall in love. I knew I wasn't gonna take them home to my kids. So I was a little puma. I wasn't a cougar yet. I was a puma. So I was able to have my friends with my benefits because you're not coming home with me. And I'm not going to see you before this time or that time. But it was temporary and it was for a reason.
But see, that was on your end. That don't have nothing to do with what they felt on their end because you can't tell me that all the situations.
They already knew what it was and what it is and what it was.
You can know what it is,
but they were younger than me.
But are you accepting of it?
They weren't trying to fall in love with me. They young. They excited. They got somebody mama. You gotta. I ain't saying it worked for everybody. I'm just saying it worked for me, and it was very summerish, temporary. You know, I had 2 good summers in my life. 2 good summers, y'all.
Listen.
Like to hear about it.
Do not. Let me say. I'm gonna add on another few. Like I said, you cannot be throwing down your best oral game. No. In the friends with benefits and then think that they gonna stay a friend with benefit. Fellas, you cannot be dropping your best schlong dong and doing these Pornhub techniques and then you think that she not gonna show up at your house. You think she not gonna be sitting out there in your car when it's time for you to go to work and you trying to figure out how she get in your car? Your door, your window ain't bust and your car ain't damaged, but she's sitting in your car. You gonna be trying to figure out all of those things, and all you can do is ask yourself, is this friends with benefit-ish? Is it worth all of this? Because everybody likes to paint the cute narrative of how it goes in a perfect world. But you see these new people popping up all the time. And listen, and baby, listen, these young ones, listen, old dudes, hear ye. Let me tell you, I'm not hating on y'all. They just be getting older and they hate. Listen, I'm trying to spare you. Sir, do not mess with these young chicks. If you gonna get you a friend with benefits, you better get you an old bird, okay? I'm gonna tell you, get you an old bird, because these young chicks, these new people,
if you get a young chick, you ain't a friend with a benefit, you a sugar daddy.
And they
different.
They're different, baby, because the minute she because she's gonna get pregnant, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. She's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna go show up on your door. She's gonna let Miss Linda know. She gonna have all the receipts and all the nasty things you done did with your mouth, and that you just kissed Miss Linda on the mouth with this morning before you got to work. Baby, by the time you get home, Miss Linda done put you out, because Tabitha is sitting right there, sitting at your kitchen table, rubbing her stomach, and she only 5 minutes pregnant.
See, I don't see these little girls acting like that. I see these little girls heading towards the chop shop saying, not today, sir.
No, they out, because this is why I'm saying that was yesterday. Today,
I'm talking about these little girls
it's a
today.
Check. Why not? She getting these old dudes with this pension, baby. They done hooked up on them a good 700.
These little girls today, I don't see that. Now
that's it.
The ones before them, I see that, but these ones, they got too much going on. They got too many things that they want.
They gonna put them off on their mama that's still in the club
twerking.
Their
mama's younger than me.
They mama's out there twerking. Jantel saying right. Cedric is saying jangalang. Absolutely putting that jangalang on him. Tasha laughing. Jantel said we'll run circles around him. Absolutely. So fellas, listen. Before you do that, please ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this friends with benefits worth it? Now, only you as an individual can answer that question.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Ladies, you these young dudes. They watching Pornhub, honey. All they doing is sitting up and playing porn, watching Pornhub, watching all this freak stuff. So now they finna come over there and wear your old behind out. And now you buying them the PlayStation 7 and buying them the new iPhones and all this and that. You got him driving your car, dropping you off like he Jody off baby boy. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation. And then you sit up here and God forbid you get pregnant by this little boy.
Not the old lady.
The old bird done got pregnant by.
She better know better.
The old bird done got pregnant. Now, ain't that a shame? Now, you know you can't go back to the church up there pregnant and your boyfriend 22. Okay?
If you an old bird and you got pregnant by a young man, can you please inbox your story?
Because he done put that thing on you. Because he done put that thing on you. So in all these situations, you have to ask yourself, is the friends with benefit worth it? You guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Be careful for them. Be careful with those friends with benefits, you all. Be careful.